Alright, what's up everyone? Just gonna do a quick little update. I haven't made any videos. Well, I just basically started making videos and ended up stopping because I found out what was making me sick. I did a little research. I found this doctor online, Harald. Harald Harald Valla from Germany. He's a doctor and a scientist, a physicist, a medical doctor, and he does a lot of studies. And I guess he stumbled upon this mystery illness where basically you don't heal for a long time. Your scabs, your cuts won't heal, and they'll scab up green actually. Sometimes I guess look like psoriasis or eczema, but it's not. I've been misdiagnosed with psoriasis for my whole life, basically since I was about 10. I got psoriasis, and it never goes away. The scabs never go away, and basically, let's just cut to the chase. There's many doctors now coming out in the past 10 years. They blew the whole cover open on the whole disease, Morgellons, proving that it is real, and that so I guess basically what it is it's in the air, it's in the food, it's in the MGOs, and they thrive off of an acidic environment, and an environment containing high heavy metals like mercury, iron, aluminum, I guess like fluoride, all stuff like that. It's all stuff like that feeds these things. They love sugar, they love unhealthy stuff, they love an acidic environment. So I guess it looks like you got psoriasis everywhere, and what first gave my attention to it was actually a couple of girlfriends had noticed like a hair would grow really fast, faster than all the other ones around it, and it would get really long. And those hairs turn out on here. Oh, and then you can't pull them out. It takes it hurts. So I ended up having to cut them with scissors both times. Couldn't get the hairs out, and they'd be in weird places all over your body. And one was like underneath my crotch area, and now knowing that it probably grew within a couple of minutes, trying to get to her face. And the thing is with Morgellons, it's like 3 stages or 4. The first stage, it either falls from the sky and it goes in through your skin or your lungs or your nose or your ear, and it goes in through your skin at any part of your body, even your eyeballs, going through your eyeballs. And it has a weird attraction. It's attracted to radio frequencies like Wi-Fi or electronic waves. So it's attracted to your electronic wave, and your body attracts it, and it almost looks like it's moving. And then is that Miggy? And body looks like it's moving, and it actually lights up right before it makes contact with you. It gives off like a white eerie light, kind of like the moon. And so that's the first stage. It either goes in through that, or it gets in by food or by way of water. And then what happens is it grows into like this little shrimp thing with one eye in the middle of its head, and it actually has genitals of both sexes, and they're I guess spider. It's an arachnid genitals, both male and female on it, on this shrimp structure. And the biggest I've gotten out of my stool was probably about 1/2 inch. And the smallest that I could see with the perfect structure was probably about maybe 1 centimeter. And they're very hard to get out. I did it with baking soda, basically. Bottle of baking soda and flush down some regular water, and you'll do that like 3 times a day for 2 days. Well, that's what I did, and then I started eating a little bit of almonds because I was getting too hungry, and they were still coming out. And day 6, I started eating again, just because it was getting too much. The almonds weren't doing enough, and I think I bought the wrong thing. I ended up buying silver because they didn't have potassium iodide, so I ended up buying silver because that's what they sell in InfoWars. But I think someone told me I gotta mix the silver with organic apple cider vinegar, and you can use that externally and internally. And I haven't done that. I gotta do that. And got some peppermint oil to spray on the mold you find around your house, and the you can attack the thing not directly on your skin, but I don't know, on the wall. I think I bought the wrong thing anyways, but I got a probiotic, but I ended up only taking one. Didn't really like how I felt, so I haven't taken the rest of them. Maybe I'll start doing those and go back to full meals. But I'm gonna try doing what the doctor from Germany, Harald von Woutz. Oh, that's what it is, Woutz, or kuatz, valla. I'm gonna write it in the description below and leave a link to one of his videos in his website, because he's very proficient. He goes through the entire thing with you all the way to what I'm going to get to next, and cites everything, even the cites all the studies that were done, like through Harvard Medical School, the nano lab, where they had the equipment to measure at the nano level, and they actually got the patent, the original maker. They found out who the original maker was, and it's an Ames lab, or an Ames Institute, that basically works for NASA. It's an Ames Nano Lab, AMES Nano Lab, something like that. And basically what it is it's outside is silicone, so it doesn't break down in your stomach, won't break down in your body, and if it doesn't break down in like cold temperatures, I think it does burn. They do burn, as far as I'm concerned. And then the inside is a mix. It's like 10% human DNA, 90% mushroom DNA or something, some sort of fungus, and then it's like, or 10% human DNA, it's like 70% mushroom DNA, and 20% spider, arachnid DNA. And now this is where it gets crazy. Everyone, and I mean everyone, there has to be at least 100,000 different people from all over the world that's been uploading videos, or at least commenting on videos. You can read the comments. Sorry, man, I'm live streaming. Why? What do you ask for, a cigarette?
No, I asked you if I can get a second day where you make a phone call for me, for my ride.
Yeah. When I'm done in live stream, no problem. You got it. The battery might die, but I'll give it to you. I'll let you use it. And yeah, so basically it's a mix of 3 DNAs, one being a spider, one being the fungus. So when you're coughing, you're breathing the stuff in all night, because I live near the airport. I've lived near airports my whole life, and we actually got chemtrailed once when I was in the Army. The guy was flying too low and chemtrailed right over the whole track where we were running, and the big C-130 hit the chemtrail button or something and basically dusted us. It had to be like 50 feet, 100 feet. And we were chemtrailed then. Chemtrailed every day, all day, my whole life, basically. And so you can once you get to a certain level of toxicity, once your liver fills up, your kidneys fill up, and then your lymph nodes fill up with the virus, infection, parasite, whatever you want to call it, what ends up happening is, I guess, I don't know, oh, it's called a Horx, Hoarx, Horx, something. It's a medical term, meaning basically that's the breaking point. That's where like shit hits the fan, and you start feeling major side effects. Because before that you'll get the little sores, you'll get like the unhealable cuts. You know, you think you got a serious disease like AIDS, and you go in for a test, and there's no AIDS. There's nothing wrong with you. They can't find nothing wrong with you. Especially if they turn multicolored, like green, yellow, this and that, blah, 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 all different colors, the long hairs pulling out that are painful, that move, and all this stuff culminates into one thing. Oh, and then you might have black goo too. Your cuts won't heal though. They'll just start excreting a little bit of black gooish substance. It's kind of weird. And so the final stage is you'll start feeling these things. You'll start feeling these things, and you'll feel the fibers falling on you. You'll feel them moving under your skin. Feel like you have muscular sclerosis. You'll be twitching. Thought I had fibromyalgia for years. I was misdiagnosed. I thought I had nerve damage from concussions and fighting and traumatic brain injury and all this other stuff. And as of late, my memory has been extremely foggy, just completely out of it, forgetting everything, completely depressed, and brings you to the point of suicidal. The things get into the blood-brain barrier, and they take control of your body, and they'll put thoughts in your head, like they want the metals, they want the food, they want the sugar, you know, and it has you feeling horrible, basically. All these people have said suicide is always on the table once you get this far. The things make you hallucinate. They hatch. So the second stage is, or the third stage is them coming out when they hatch, or something is happening. They're coming out of you, and it feels like spiders are crawling on you and biting you. And all these people feel the exact same thing. They have the exact same story as me. I'm not going to really go into it. Then they go all the way up to your head and lay some eggs in your head, in your hair. And then what comes out of that is these very odd fruit flies, very dark fruit flies that fly around your head. You'll have them flying around your head. You'll be on the train sitting next to people, and one will just hatch. It's the weirdest thing in the world. People think you're like nasty, dirty. It's gross. And those are the stages. After that, I don't know what happens. They spread more fungus. You breathe them in all night. The fibers you can feel touching your skin at all times, especially through the detox. You're cleaning your system out, and you're very sensitive to all these nerves that are finally getting unbinded by this gunk. And that's what I was feeling. And going through the detox, I was coming to the conclusion that, one time I went to Walmart, so I'm walking around, and instantly I was getting angry, like targeted individuals say, like, oh yeah, they're hitting me with a beam. Of course, I've felt that. Anyone that knows what I'm talking about, we've all felt that. I don't know if it's a 5G beam. I've had them hit my heart, hit my head, target one side of my head. You know, I'll move around the house and it'll go away for a second until they find me. And whatever, you can think I'm crazy, but 100,000 normal people aren't crazy. So it's not drugs. It doesn't have anything to do with drugs. That's taken off the table. It's not schizophrenia. It's not paranoid insectosis or something Wikipedia calls it. And basically, as long as you don't say you think you're being bit by bugs, they'll just give you Lyrica and numb you up. So basically, you just get numb. That's what doctors do. while you're being poisoned 100%. It's poisoning you even more. These creatures like it even more. And what ends up happening is, so this detox thing, you don't want to do too much too fast because you'll go into that horks and you'll bring on all the pain at once. You don't want to do that. You want to find a little pace yourself because you don't want to freak out. But now that I'm basically got this stuff almost out of me, every single morning, sunrise, sunset, and midday, and then all day. Well, the 3 times a day are the main chemtrailing hours. It's when they check aboard the sky, right? And now it's called geoengineering. You can go to Harvard school.com, Harvard Science School.com. I'm not sure, some Harvard site with geoengineering. They brag about it. They love it. They say how great it is that we're chemtrailing the sky. They're now openly admitting it. It's and that was 2 years ago. They're not denying it. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's true. Harvard Science Lab.com or some shit like that has a nice half an hour long video on how great chemtrails are. You can feel these things almost instantly as the plane fly over because they're attracted to you. And I think as you become more and more toxic, they're attracting more and more. Going back to Walmart, so I'm walking in there, and you can feel your head start to ring and your ears start to ring. You can feel this thing in other people, you know, and it makes you instantly angry. Either that or, like Harald said, that they're able to send and receive signals because you basically turn into an antenna. This is all true. This is all basically, you know, backed up. You're gonna have to go to Harald's site, and he's got all the paperwork proving it, all the tests, all the, you know, everything. But I guess people have cured themselves, but I don't see how you can cure yourself when you're getting sprayed 24 hours a day. They're going into you as you're getting them out, and it's extremely annoying to the point where it was I just wanted to give up, honestly, and I'm praying. And there definitely is a demonic. Harald gets into this at the end, so always he brings in. It's definitely a demonic. It's opening a door to something that isn't human, and it's letting it take over your subconscious, and it makes you angry. It makes you horny. It makes you excited. You know, when you shouldn't be. When there are times when you shouldn't be, but it does it for its own reasons, either to spread itself. I can sit next to someone and watch the hair, watch them grow on the train. I was on the train today and I'm watching the thing grow out of my arm. All my hairs are standing up, and people are bumping into me. I feel so horrible. I'm trying to stay away from people, but the bottom line is, it's just, okay, everyone has it. That's the bottom line, but not as bad. So I think if you're stronger. So then this is the other thing too. It breaks up families. So you sleep over someone's house for a month, right? Say you live in the basement for a month. Even if you are clean, whatever, you're breathing, you're dropping the things, you're letting the things go everywhere. And don't even let them, they're just going everywhere, all over the house. Everyone in that house is infected. Probably that same day you went by there. But even worse is the flies. The flies fly around. People think they're regular flies. There's nothing you can do. And what ends up happening is, so your disease or infestation is a little bit stronger than the other 2 people that you infected. So what ends up happening is they'll start to not like you or get angry with you, because they can sense how strong the being inside them, can sense the being inside you, and now for some reason when you go around certain people, these could be people you love, your mother, your father, your brothers, you just instantly get angry once you get it within like 20 feet of them, 10 feet, and you'll start like screaming to the point where you can't control yourself. And I've seen this time and time again. I've seen it my whole life. I believe that I was affected at birth because the timeline is right, it takes about 2 years before like the breaking point. You can be with someone about 2.5 years, 3 years once you start your infection, depending on how bad your diet is. You know, that if your diet's the worst diet in the world, probably like 1.5 years. If you've got a great diet and you're only getting these heavy metals from the air and the water and the fluoride and little inconvenient things, you're not getting it so much from your food, because you might drink organic, eat organic. It'll take longer. It might take a little longer, but the bottom line is that it will happen. It gets to the point where you can't stand someone subconsciously. You can't get close to them. The way I have to talk to my father now is across the house. You have to stand away from each other. And the thing is, he doesn't want to do the cleanse. He watched the video. He believes it. He thinks it's definitely true. But the thing is that he's not going to fast. He's not going to clean himself out. So he can't feel when planes go by. He can't feel them touching his face. So what ends up happening is he freaks out certain times. And the thing is, when there'll be, oh, and that's the thing too, it comes out of the fuel. Harald mentions this, the special fuel they introduced in Germany before they started chemtrailing in the 80s. They were putting aluminum, barium, and whatever in it. And nano wasn't made yet, but all the heavy metals were. And they drop it into the fuel. It's already in the fuel. So regular planes are dropping X% of these things onto the sky, and it hits the ground, hits the water, penetrates everything, kills trees. And then they introduced the nanoparticles, which are also in the fuel. So even when a regular plane goes by, you feel them, but they're not as much as they are the chemtrails. But like today, there was very minimum chemtrails, because I think high winds blew it either out to sea or the other way, away from the house. But the planes fly right over the house, directly over the house, and they'll do it all day. And today was another freak out moment for my father. But now I'm starting to realize why we can't sit in the same car together, because it's just crazy. Your head hurts, you're extremely angry, you can't breathe right, you know, and you're arguing over nothing. And it's every time. And but if we stand on opposite sides of the house, 20, 30 feet away from each other, there's no argument. There's no argument. And well, there might be an argument, but there's no physical what's it called? Physical pain. You don't get the physical pain from it. And now this is strangers too. So when I walked into Walmart, I'm already mad because I'm with my father, right? But I'm bearing it through, and because I was actually feeling better. It was crazy. It was going away a little. But then what happened was, hit the Walmart, I could feel everyone. I could feel all the people affected, and I was getting extremely mad. By the time we had left the checkout, I felt like I was getting zapped by, the spook down the street in the car with the radar gun. Zapping your brain. That's what it felt like. 5G tower hitting you. And I'm realizing where this thing is. It's in my lymph node all the way. It's where a few of the sores have been for 2 of the sores that haven't gone away for 3 years, that are basically just look like psoriasis. Just looks like dry skin. But in the humid environment like Florida or Louisiana, they used to grow the little threads on them. But it's so itchy, so scratchy, and but now that I'm clearing up my nerves, I'm feeling them everywhere, feeling them all over. Coming out of my anus, coming out of legs, arms, my forehead. You can feel the insides. You can feel your insides. Feel under your muscles when they twitch, when the muscles are moving. Feel all them. And that's been misdiagnosed as muscular sclerosis. One of my best friends who I've talked about, I asked him when did they diagnose him with that, because he's got the psoriasis too. And I think his was, he thinks it's eczema or something, but basically dermatitis, right? And what it is he did a little skit in Florida jail, down there in Florida prison for a few years. And when he got out, he was very sick, extremely sick, was twitching. Went to the real doctor. The real doctor diagnosed him with muscular sclerosis. When he started taking the medicine, he found himself more sick. After the first 6 months, this is 10 years later now, he doesn't get sick. Or he's still sick, but he still has all the symptoms, but he's better than he is with taking the medicine. And so I had told him about Morgellons. He looked it up. He says this is probably at 100%. He's noticed the fruit flies, some other symptoms, but not a lot of people, I guess, go to that Horks thing, and that's when everything's completely 100% filled and contaminated. That's kidneys, lymph nodes, thyroid, other thing, I forget what it's called, appendix, all that shit. When all that shit is filled, you can't do anything about it. That's when they start going crazy. Or I think it's not spreading and it's misdiagnosis, like colon cancer, so brain cancer, because I think it starts growing these growths. It'll start growing cancer around these things. And you can feel them on private areas everywhere. And the main thing that I found out through going back in my mind is that everyone who I believe was contaminated ended up getting a divorce. People get divorced, families break up, families don't talk to each other. Is that the real worst part of this thing? It is a demon. I totally believe it's 100% evil. And I believe it's all... So I emailed Donald Trump. I emailed Donald Trump twice. First day was on the 6th of September. I emailed him in the morning. Told him that I was going through the detox. I told him to have his aides. You can email the White House to Donald Trump, like whitehouse.com or something. And told him to have his aides look into Morgellons, look into NASA, look into the Ames program. And I gave him a link to Harald, to Harald, the doctor. I gave him a link to him and all his information. Later that night, Trump puts out, after the meeting with the sheriffs, he puts out a tweet or something that says that he's stopping, that he had requested NASA stop their weather modification department.